That is excellent. The word for today is beef tallow. Actually, it's Helberg is in Helberg Barbecue. Drove up to Waco from Austin in the Woodway area. You'll find Helberg Barbecue. Philip and Yvette are doing great stuff along with their crew. Philip put together a monster platter at my behest. He got to work out at the cutting station. A lot of interesting bites here, some real signatures. Here we go. Thanks for coming straight back from New Orleans. This guy just pulled into town at Helberg. Never been really in Waco. I've barely stopped in Waco. So this is kind of like my first spot here. What do we got here?
Classic elote, Mexican corn salad.
Street corn.
Yep. Watermelon salad, we do a lime simple syrup that we soak the watermelon in overnight. And beef plate ribs. We only do these. It is a special occasion, actually. You came here today. Very simple salt and pepper rub and just good quality, clean smoke for a long time until they're buttery and delicious. That's our house-made beef sausage. It's a classic Central Texas hot guts recipe. All beef, prime brisket trim. Grind, mix, stuff, link, smoke it all in-house. Pure beef sausage done right. I think it's hard to beat. Pork spare ribs. That just gets our all-purpose seasoning, so it's a heavy salt and pepper base. Savory spices in there as well.
Got it. Yeah. Now, I think just real signatures here at Helberg.
That is a citrus marinated pork steak. So we take a pork shoulder, cut it, and then marinate it overnight. Citrus juices, jalapenos, garlic, red chili flakes, and then it gets orange pepper and some extra black pepper. We cook that real hot and fast, flip it a few times, and then finish it, cook down marinade, and it reduces an au jus situation. Go for that one right in the middle. That's like
Is that like the third slice?
Yeah.
By the way, you know it's good when it's already fallen apart. Helberg's pork steak.
Yeah, that is the first bite that you should have here whenever you come here.
It almost reminds me of freaking like sweet and sour pork.
Yeah,
like
it's got a good zing to it, yeah.
Very zingy, very tender. It's fatty. It's like smoky. It's a really good combination of like good smoked cured meat.
Yeah.
It has that intensity, but at the same time, like it's got a sauce to it.
Pork and orange are best friends, so
we
figured that was good. We wanted to do a marinade on this just to set it apart, because what can we do that's different, so that ours is unique. But this is the only place in Texas where you can get this pork steak.
Right here.
Pesto stuffed turkey. So we just take a turkey breast, butterfly it open, we layer some pesto in there, kind of fold it back up, put it back together, tie it up with twine, put that with a garlic herb seasoning, and then it just gets smoked, finished with a little bit of beef tallow whenever we wrap it up.
A lot of tallow being used here.
Yeah, you got to get rid of it, man. It's like coming out of our ears. So.
When I looked at the menu, I instantly was like, turkey pesto. Yeah. You know what's super great about this? This is thick, but it's so tender. One thing with barbecue is it can get real heavy real quick. But when you have a turkey like this is like a reason to come to Helberg, like on a weekday lunch.
I probably eat that more than anything on our menu.
All right, and finally, very fired up for this.
It's our smoked fried half chicken, so brine that in a pickle juice brine for at least a day. I prefer 2 if possible, and that gets more of our all-purpose seasoning. We'll smoke it until it is just cooked through, and then to order we flash fry it in beef tallow, of course.
And it's fried in beef tallow, of course. And it's fried, but there's no breading, but it's crispy as heck. Yeah. How's that possible?
Beef tallow.
The word for today is beef tallow. I guess that's 2 words. Oh my god, it's just so tender. Oh my god, that is excellent. The first thing that hits you is just how juicy the chicken is.
Yeah.
But it finishes with that subtle smoke. Okay, so here's the deal. I didn't do my homework. I didn't memorize my new questions, but it's time for a little Ali and Pitmaster quickfire. Any tips for some of our backyard barbecue enthusiasts, right, who are part of the collective?
I would say, because I teach classes a few times a year, and the things that blow guys' minds the most, or that I see them writing down a lot, is like, go slow on a brisket. We're going to talk brisket. Go slow your first few hours. Don't go too hot, too fast. Work your temperatures up throughout the cook, and then learn and understand the difference between resting and holding. That is one that guys mess up all the time. Is just pulling your brisket off and throwing it straight in your cooler. You got to let it rest first.
Because it's too hot to go in the cooler.
I've run tests on it, right?
Yes.
Where I've left the thermometer in it to test how much carryover cooking. it doesn't have to keep rising in internal temperature for it to be carryover, but how long you keep it in that high temperature range.
Your most memorable moment at Helberg Barbecue.
Man, that's a tough one.
I'm here for the tough ones.
The day before that Thanksgiving, we had just like crushed it. The crew knocked it out of the park. We sold a ridiculous amount of food. We did the most Thanksgiving meals that we had ever done. And then I got to spend my evening that night. This is like the night before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
We always cook a little bit extra.
Mm-hmm.
And then just like find people who need a meal.
Oh, yeah.
And so like we
Yeah.
just reached out to our pastor, asked them, hey, can y'all get us connected with some folks that need a Thanksgiving meal, for whatever reason. Got the list, got the addresses, and got to just run around that evening delivering hams and turkeys to people that needed them.
Yeah.
And that was just an awesome way to
Yeah.
finish a crazy week and start off our our Thanksgiving and a little break. So just seeing like the looks on their faces and the gratitude and everything for something so simple, it's like it's food, right? But it's insignificant, but it is at the same time.
And there you have it. If you want 10% off here or 150 other great barbecue restaurants, join Pitmaster Collective.